pretty bold statement here, Abby. Very bold statement to say you experienced every woman's worst nightmare.
Yeah, I feel like I have a little bit more empathy for you in that bathroom debacle you talked about last week where you used your own shorts to wipe your butt.
Yeah. Not my best moment. Doesn't really go on the highlight reel of my life.
Yeah. While we were in the commercial break, I was looking at the schedule and I saw this was coming up and I immediately thought, why did I pitch this to talk about on air? Like, that's how embarrassed I am about this, but a little behind the scenes action, we have to bring 5 things to talk about. And I was like, well, this is relatable. And so I guess I'll talk about it. It's this very embarrassing moment I had yesterday. So the embarrassment is fresh, where I experienced what I think most grown women fear more than... not most things, but a lot of things. So I recently started going back to church again, which is something new for me. And it's, you know what I really like about it, other than the fact that, you know, I'm exploring this thing that I've based my entire life off of that I'm not sure I believe anymore. But I do love coming to church and being around a lot of people. I love a sense of community. I love being around a lot of people and getting out into the world.
Ooh, brakes for a second.
And I knew that was coming.
Brakes for a second.
What?
This is a larger issue.
No, we've already talked about that.
But I mean, that you don't entirely believe in anymore?
But I have already verbalized that on the air.
I don't recall a deep conversation about that.
It wasn't a super deep conversation, but she has definitely talked about it.
I definitely talked about it. Oh, for sure. That's when I cried on air. How could you forget that? Did my mental breakdown mean nothing to you?
Can we talk about it again as a refresher, or would you just rather pass over it and get to your pooping story?
I would prefer, it's not a poop story, but I would prefer it, honestly, to this story. So sure. we can get into
Look
it.
at God.
Won't he do it?
Whichever way you want to go, you go ahead.
Go for it.
Okay.
Grill me about my faith.
I'm not going to grill you, but I find it interesting. I mean, for your entire life, you have lived a very spiritual life, dedicated, religious to Christianity.
Yes,
to Christianity, and only recently now you are questioning all of that.
Yeah, I would say this isn't something that just happened overnight. I think for a long time, I think if you asked me why I believed, I think I started to not trust myself. I was like, if I was asking me about why I should convert to Christianity, I don't know that I would be a convincing subject. And so then I thought, if I couldn't convince somebody else of why I believe, then why should I believe myself? So it's a lot of lingering doubt that I think, having left my surroundings in my hometown and my community and church that I was deeply entrenched in, I think it allowed me to kind of explore those doubts further.
So now I remember this conversation we had. Do you feel like, how do I put this? Like, since you left Jacksonville and now you're in Atlanta, and you might have been struggling in some areas that God hasn't been here for you?
The devil went down to Georgia for a summer steal. And he found Abby.
Oh, the devil's in Georgia, all right. Or is he? Is he real? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think I talked about this yesterday because I'm in this group that is supposed to explore your doubts and your faith. And it's given me an opportunity to like put some blue light up to those things that have always kind of been there in terms of doubts and just things that I'm not really sure about. So I've just been taking some time. I took a year off from being super involved in church since I moved here. And I'm just trying to reestablish what it looks like for me and trying to find a mature faith that makes sense to where I actually really feel like my faith has some legs to stand on. This must be very jarring for you. I mean, this has been your foundation for your entire life. Oh, yeah. I'm in an emotional hole right now. Bert, I'm deeply depressed. Okay. It has not been easy. It is the foundation of which I based my entire life on. And now I'm 27 and I'm like, well, who am I without that if that's not real? So do you feel like the depression started before you started questioning or after you started questioning your religion? I think I've been pretty deeply depressed since like February of this year. Yeah. I am not doing well.
Well, at least you've been coming in here. You seem okay.
Oh, yeah. But faking it for a paycheck is something I can do.
But everybody will tell you, people with depression put on a face sometimes so well, you would have no idea what they're battling internally. So my question for you, and thank you for being so open and honest about this, because I think there's a lot of people that are in the same position as you, whether it be with questioning their faith or whether it be dealing with depression. What are you doing to actively try to get yourself out of this hole?
Well, I think for me, I'm the kind of person that I need to solve the problem that's causing the reason I'm in such like a deep depression.
Get to the root of it.
Yeah. So for me, I'm actively doing those things, but the problem is they're not things that you can really solve overnight. So for me, I joined that group to start to explore my faith. There's some other things going on in my personal life that I've taken some steps towards that I can't get answers on right now. They're like things that you have to figure out as like time goes on, like health wise.
Yep.
So I got like some tests done.
Good.
And so, yeah, I'm in the middle of like my growing period.
It's hard work, and I know it's hard.
It sucks. And if I'm honest with you, like I'm miserable. I'm miserable and nobody even knows except for now.
I'm sorry, Abby.
It's okay.
Me too.
No, it's not okay, and it's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
But I hate that you're in this place. With all my being, I hate that you're in this place and that you're having to experience this. But I'm hoping with the work that you're putting in on the other side is something beautiful and great.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
And I just want to commend your bravery because I've had similar feelings and I've never spoken to anybody about it. So it's extremely relatable.
Lately, you have also?
Yeah.
Really?
For a while.
Questioning God.
Yeah.
Ooh, your grandma's going to be upset.
Exactly that. Not necessarily.
I'd be more nervous about your grandma than
No,
God.
let me clear that up. You about to get me in some serious trouble. And I'm talking about grandma, not God. But I don't want to say I question God. It's in my household, you just didn't really have a choice. You know, Christianity that's what it was. You were going to church, you were going to learn the Bible, you were going to learn about God, and that was the path. And as you get older, I think I've started to become a more spiritual than religious because a lot of the religious things just don't make a lot of sense to me. And I felt guilty for questioning it and for not believing and feeling it the way that I was always taught to, in the way that my mom has and her mom has and so on.
They were like blind faith.
Exactly. And so, you get older, life starts to happen, people start to act certain ways, and you have questions. And I've had a lot of questions, and I always was taught you just don't question God. You don't question the word. You don't question any of it. That within itself is a sin. And so I've always tried not to. But it's the more you know, the more you learn. It's difficult not to.
I realize here that I am the most passionate Christian of all of us, and I'm Jewish. I got no problem.
You know what?
My relationship with God is solid.
Hey,
my Christian God is solid.
Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Carly, good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Hey, so I'm Jewish too, not Christian Jewish like Bert, but
but real Jewish.
Oh my God, is this Carly? Carly?
Yeah, hey, Ab.
Oh my God, hi, Carly.
Oh my God, Carly the Jew?
Carly?
No, me and Carly, Carly's my friend.
So feel free to reach out to me later. But I want not pushing Judaism at all. Like, believe whatever you want. But one thing my rabbi has said to me, to the congregation that stuck with me, was that one of the most Jewish things you can do is question if God does exist. And it's because instead of just blindly following something you hear, you reach out and try and find out if something is there yourself. And if you come back to knowing that God does exist, then that's great. But it was always something really interesting to me because everything I heard growing up and on entertainment stuff, it was either God exists or you're going to hell or all this stuff. I mean, Jews don't believe in hell, so but yeah.
That's convenient.
It sounds like
That's a fun part of the religion.
So you pick and choose what you like about Christianity and what you like about Judaism?
Yeah. Pretty much, yeah. Thank you, Carly the Jew.
Carly.
Carly, she's coming to Ireland with me.
Oh, she is?
Yes. I was like, wait, her voice sounds very familiar.
I have one more call on this. Hey, Alicia, good morning. You're on the Bert Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning. Hey, Abby, you are doing such a great job. I was exactly the same way as you at your age, and that's what you should do. You should take a second to figure out who you are and to figure out what your foundations are, But also know that you're not alone. Like, God never leaves you. You're not like floundering around out there by yourself trying to figure it all out, and that prayer changes things. So turn it over to him. Say, I'm mad at you. I'm mad that this is happening. I'm mad that I feel this way, and see how he works in your life.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you to say. I appreciate all the advice, and for y'all caring and calling in.
Thank you for being so open about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we got to spur the other story.
Oh, no, that's coming up. We're just moving it.
The Bert Show.